the boxing world is abuzz with anticipation for the potential September 2025 super bantamweight showdown between pound-for-pound king Naoya the Monster and former unified champion Murodjon Akhmadaliev, and now one of the sport's biggest global stars Canelo Álvarez has weighed in with his detailed prediction and technical breakdown of this highly anticipated matchup as a four-division world champion who has faced every style of opponent imaginable across multiple weight classes. Canelo brings a unique and invaluable perspective to this clash between two of boxing's most technically brilliant fighters. The Mexican superstar, currently preparing for his own high-profile bouts, took time to analyze what he believes could be one of the most compelling tactical battles in recent boxing history, drawing parallels between this matchup and some of his own career-defining fights against elite-level opposition. Canelo began his analysis by acknowledging Inoue's otherworldly dominance in the lower weight divisions, comparing the Japanese phenom's aura of invincibility to what he himself experienced during his rise through the middleweight ranks. What Inoue has accomplished across multiple weight classes is truly special, Canelo stated during an exclusive interview. His combination of devastating power, blinding hand speed, and underrated defensive skills make him one of the most complete fighters I've seen in recent years. However, the Guadalajara native was quick to point out that Akhmadaliev presents a different kind of challenge than Inoue has faced during his current reign of terror, particularly emphasizing the use's Olympic pedigree, southpaw stance, and proven ability to perform on the biggest stages. Canelo drew specific comparisons between Akhmadaliev of style and that of Landy Lara, the crafty Cuban southpaw, who gave him one of his toughest career fights back in 2014. Delving deeper into the technical aspects of the matchup, Canelo highlighted how Akhmadaliev's southpaw stance could create unique problems for Inoue that we haven't seen him solve in recent fights. Facing a world-class southpaw is always a different challenge, Canelo explained. The angles change, the footwork patterns are reversed, and your best punches sometimes don't land with the same authority. The Mexican star broke down how Akhmadaliev's ability to pivot off his right foot and create angles for his straight left hand could disrupt Inoue's normally impeccable timing, especially in the early rounds before the monster makes his customary adjustments. Canelo also pointed to Akhmadaliev's underrated body attack as a potential weapon, recalling how effective he found body punching to be against technically gifted opponents throughout his own career. The middleweight king offered particular insight into how the fight might progress through different phases, predicting a fascinating tactical battle that could unfold in distinct acts. The first 4 rounds will be absolutely crucial, Canelo emphasized. If Akhmadaliev can establish his jab and land that straight left hand cleanly a few times, it will force Inoue to reset and rethink his approach. He compared this potential dynamic to his own fights against technically brilliant opponents like Austin Trout and Daniel Jacobs, where early success from the underdog created compelling in-fight adjustments. Canelo suggested that Inoue's ability to solve the southpaw puzzle as the fight progresses will determine whether this becomes another dominant performance or develops into the toughest test of his championship reign. When analyzing Akhmadaliev's path to victory, Canelo stressed the importance of the USA's fighter maintaining perfect discipline throughout all 12 rounds. He can't afford to get drawn into a firefight or stay in the pocket too long, Canelo warned. Against a puncher like Inoue, you need to pick your spots carefully, land 2 or 3 good shots, then get out of range. The Mexican icon pointed to his own victory over Gennady Golovkin in their rematch as the blueprint Akhmadaliev should follow, using lateral movement to create angles, mixing attack levels effectively, and, most importantly, making the champion respect his power to prevent being walked down relentlessly. Canelo also noted that Akhmadaliev's amateur background could prove invaluable as the Olympic medalist has faced every style imaginable in his extensive amateur career. Regarding Inoue's keys to victory, Canelo focused on the champion's ability to cut off the ring and break down Akhmadal's movement over time. Inoue needs to establish his jab early to slow Akhmadal's lateral movement. He analyzed. Once he takes away those escape routes, he can start working that devastating body attack. Canelo drew parallels between this strategy and his own success against mobile opponents like Billy Joe Saunders, where systematic body punching gradually limited their movement and created openings for power shots. Upstairs, he also highlighted Inoue's underrated defensive improvements in recent fights, noting how much better the monster has become at slipping punches and countering off his opponent's attacks. Canelo's prediction for the fight outcome reflected his deep understanding of high-level boxing. "I see no winning by late stoppage or clear decision," he stated, "but this won't be one of those fights where he dominates from start to finish." The Mexican star envisioned Akhmadaliev having moments of success, particularly in the early and middle rounds before Inoue's relentless pressure and body attack gradually break down the challenger's resistance. However, Canelo left room for the possibility of an upset if Akhmadal can maintain his discipline and execute perfectly for all 12 rounds, comparing the potential shock to his own victory over the heavily favored Shane Mosley early in his career. The discussion turned to how the fight's timing in 2025 might affect both combatants. At 32, Inoue will need to rely more on his boxing IQ than pure athleticism, Canelo observed. But that experience could actually make him even more dangerous tactically. He noted that the extra year of preparation could benefit Akhmadal even more significantly, giving the 30-year-old challenger additional time to refine his already impressive skills and develop specific strategies for Inoue's unique strengths. Canelo recalled how his own game improved dramatically in his late 20s and early 30s, suggesting Akhmadal might be entering his absolute prime, just as Inoue could be showing the first subtle signs of physical decline. Canelo also addressed the broader implications of this potential super fight for the sport of boxing. "These are the types of matchups that remind everyone why we love this sport," he said passionately. Two elite fighters